Dear football fans, what if the missing piece of Brazil's midfield puzzle for the 2026 World Cup is not a new wonder kid, not a flashy European star, but a name many of us once believed would define a generation? Arthur Melo? Before you decide, stay with me, because the story of Arthur Melo is not just about lost form or missed chances. It is about unfinished business, redemption, and a midfield balance that Brazil have been desperately searching for since their last major triumph. As the road to the 2026 World Cup slowly takes shape, one question is growing louder among Brazilian football followers. Can Brazil truly dominate the middle of the pitch again without revisiting the brilliance they once had in 2019? During the Copa America 2019, Arthur Melo was not just another midfielder in yellow. He was the heartbeat of the team. Alongside Melo, he formed a partnership that offered everything Brazil needed: control, composure, tactical intelligence, and technical elegance. Arthur dictated tempo, recycled possession effortlessly, broke opposition lines with intelligent passing, and allowed Brazil's attacking players to flourish without chaos. That version of Brazil looked calm, confident, and complete, and Arthur Melo was a central reason why. Yet almost immediately after that triumph, his story took a dramatic turn. Barcelona, where Arthur had already shown glimpses of brilliance and was widely considered a long-term successor to legends like Xavi and Andres Iniesta, made the shocking decision to sell him to Juventus. At the time, many believed this move would elevate Arthur to the next level, placing him in one of Europe's most tactically disciplined environments. Instead, it marked the beginning of his disappearance. At Juventus, Arthur struggled to find rhythm, consistency, and trust. Injuries, tactical mismatches, and frequent changes robbed him of momentum. One lone move followed another, and with every club change, his confidence and identity as a midfielder seemed to fade. For Brazil, the consequences were clear. Arthur Melo slowly vanished from national team discussions, and Brazil's midfield never truly replaced what he offered. Since 2019, Brazil have experimented endlessly. Different profiles, different systems, different combinations. But the calm controller, the press-resistant link between defense and attack, remained missing. Fast forward to the present, and the story takes a powerful turn. Arthur Melo returns to his boyhood club Gremio, not as a forgotten name, but as a man on a mission. Back in familiar surroundings, away from the relentless pressure of European football, Arthur rediscovered himself. Match after match in the Brazilian league, he has been delivering performances that remind everyone why he was once considered special. His ball control is sharp again, his passing range precise, his decision-making confident. Whether it is short combinations in tight spaces, long diagonal switches to change the tempo, or progressive passes from midfield in the final third, Arthur is once again dictating games. More importantly, he is doing it consistently. Gremio's rise into the top tier of Brazilian football has not happened by accident. Arthur Melo has been a central pillar of that resurgence. Watching him now, it becomes impossible to ignore the thought that this is exactly the profile Brazil have lacked for years. With Carlo Ancelotti now guiding Brazil's future, the tactical picture becomes even more interesting. Ancelotti is a coach who values balance, intelligence, and control, especially in midfield. He understands that tournaments are not won by flair alone, but by structure, rhythm, and the ability to manage games under pressure. Arthur Melo, in his current form, fits that philosophy perfectly. His ability to protect possession, relieve pressure, and connect defensive midfielders like Melo with attacking talents is something no current Brazilian midfielder consistently provides. That is why it is no exaggeration to say that Arthur Melo has already caught Ancelotti's attention. The qualities Arthur displayed in 2019, qualities that Brazil still miss today, are resurfacing in the Brazilian league. And unlike many players, Arthur is not relying on physical explosiveness. His game is built on intelligence, positioning, and technique, traits that age well and translate seamlessly into tournament football. As Brazil look ahead to the 2026 World Cup, the question is no longer whether Arthur Melo was good enough in the past, but whether Brazil can afford to ignore him now. This is not about nostalgia. It is about solving a real tactical problem. Brazil have attacking stars, emerging talents, and experienced leaders, but without control in midfield, even the most talented squads struggle on the biggest stage. Reintroducing Arthur Melo could restore that lost equilibrium, giving Brazil the platform they need to dominate matches rather than react to them. His current form with Gremio proves that he is not a finished story, but a revived one. If Carlo Ancelotti decides to use this old weapon once again, Brazil's midfield could regain the authority it once had, and the dream of lifting the World Cup in 2026 may feel a little more realistic. Now the question is yours to answer. Do you believe Arthur Melo deserves another chance in Brazil's national team? Should he be part of the 2026 World Cup squad? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let the debate begin.